on the recording next time. I'm not able to request control actually. The options.
Can
Okay.
I share? If you want the
Yeah,
screen?
it's okay.
I don't have
Yeah,
option to
share it.
share. I don't have option to share
Let
it.
me give you the option. Okay, you have an option to share
Yes.
now. Share it and quickly run through that lab. We have to move on.
Okay. Sharing window. So me also showing this one. Okay. So here we need to create.
This was to create anything, any name.
Okay. Okay.
So you have to just choose. Uh, they will give the resource group name and the virtual machine name and leave everything as default. The virtual machine
Okay.
name, zone we are not selecting. VM name is there. Region we are not selecting. Is that the default region you got?
Yes.
Really? Because
By default, it's got when we create.
okay, okay, I think you're using an account which is linked to Indian region, Asia region. Okay, go down. Yeah, keep going. We are leaving everything as default, and this is again the same thing here. You don't have the size available to create.
Okay, can I share it?
Yeah, are you
In
able to
my
get that
region, it's
option?
not. Yes.
Size available. I can see if I click this. These are the available sizes.
Okay, select the first one.
Select. No is fine, I think.
Okay, fine. Go on.
Mm-hmm.
Leave default, and then there is you can see there's a username created
So before
automatically.
that, we have to check whether it is free, accessible, or it's paid, like that.
Which one?
We have to go top
Up,
little top up. Yeah.
go up. Okay.
Uh, in this 86.87 per month, it was charging,
Yes.
sir. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
So
one,
let's
actually, in the YouTube, they said we have to take free one.
free
If we
one.
go
Yes,
this
free. Search for free. In the search menu,
in
just
the
type
B
free.
series, D series, like a V2, that one V2,
No.
D2, that one give for free
Okay.
services.
Yeah, you have to look into
If
that
we click
cost.
when we go to that end, they will show the prices, sir. Yeah, general
Yes. Yes. Correct.
purpose. Yeah.
Right. Okay, we are not going to run this virtual machine. Let's create and discard it immediately.
Then it's okay.
So
Fine.
you're not being charged for it. Okay, so go back to the same screen,
Mm-hmm.
Ahmed.
Mm-hmm.
So in here, okay, so just understand the process, the flow. That's what I need you to understand here. So there's a username being created, Azure user. That will be your admin account when you log into that virtual machine, and then you have to select the password option, not the SSH key. So if you go up, you have to go a little up first before you create the user account. Go a little up and select the password option. Yeah, so create the username Azure user is that URE user. Okay, and the password you can put any password. It has to be complex enough.
Mm-hmm.
Just a random password. It's not still matching the criteria.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, repeat. Okay, and in the public endpoint, select none, none. Yeah. Now what happens with this? Do you know? You're creating a virtual machine, and if you don't enable the public endpoints, the public endpoint ports, you can't really access your virtual machine. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'll explain. We'll see that later. I'm just explaining you a quick explanation on that. Now what you have to do is review and create. That's it. So that creates your virtual machine. So how do you see whether it is created or not? Is it still in the review phase? Okay, don't refresh. Click on. Okay,
I think it's
you got something.
It takes 1 minute
You
to
see the bell
process.
icon on top. There you can see the progress of your virtual machine. So you got 200 credit remaining. Okay, that's good for your subscription, trial subscription. And yes, so when you click create and proceed, it will show you the progress in here in the notification
I
bar.
don't know what to use this for. I don't know, but okay.
You
But
just create one virtual machine and forget for some time. That's it. It will be used.
okay. Now what
What
is
happened here? Go down.
stuck?
Okay, running final validation. If you see here
Mm.
on the left, on top
Yes.
left, validation passed. So it makes sure that you're not missing any important and critical information or selections, and then it will validate your VM creation. So click create. Okay, so you can see here in the bell icon on top, in the it is showing you initializing deployment. So it's going to create a virtual machine in the backend.
Can we take this account amount in our account?
Yes, you can. For that, you have to first pay $2,000.
Now it is initializing deployment,
Yes,
submitting the
submitting deployment. So it takes a while. You can close this window.
progress. I think it's done.
Okay, now what you do is just verify that the virtual machine. Let it go on. Now verify resource created. So go to the home page, back to the home page.
Here,
Yes,
click.
yes. It will not cancel this process. It will run in the background.
Okay.
So your virtual machine creation process will still continue.
Oh, sorry. I need to click here only. Okay.
Yes, very click. Okay, now how do you verify? You have a resource group created, right? When you created
Yes.
a virtual, I'll show you what all is created when you created just a virtual machine. So what you have to do
Present.
is, no, I'll show you.
Okay.
Did you go to the home page under Azure Services? Under
Mm-hmm.
Azure Services, click
You
on the
can
more
see my
services.
screen, right? You can
Yeah,
see
I
my
can see your
screen.
screen.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Where do you see resource group? Click on the more
Yeah.
services here. No, here on there's an icon, there's a right arrow, just
Okay.
little
Okay.
up
Okay.
on the right.
Okay.
Click on that. Okay, search for resource group. If you go to the search menu up,
Mm-hmm.
Sir, in that home,
yeah,
Microsoft Azure near the home, if you click.
yeah, do that. No, in the home button,
Okay. Home button. Okay.
you click on the dots and the dots. Yeah, click on the home button. There's a home,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So now, if you go down, there's a resource group. Go down,
Yes.
down,
Here.
down, down. Well, there was a resource group showing up just now. See all. Click on see all. Down.
Okay.
Okay, resource group. You see resource
Uh,
group here? No,
yes.
not all resources. Resource group, right?
Mm-hmm.
Click on that.
Sorry. Sorry. One
Click
second.
on the resource group,
Okay.
and you should be able to see the resource group which you have created.
This one
Intro,
I created.
right? Click on the resource group again, the name, and in this resource, you see what all is created under your resource group. What did you create? You just created a virtual machine, right? But if
Hmm.
you see the type here, name, this columns, if you see, so the second column shows the type. So it created a virtual machine in East Asia region, the location. It created a public IP address for it. It created a network security group. If you expand this second column, it created network interface. It created a virtual disk for you, and it created a virtual network. Do
So
you see
same
what?
question. One second. I'll just
Yes.
interrupt you. So I ask you the same question while reading. When we create the VM,
Hmm.
the default interfaces storage will create automatically, right?
Exactly.
So no
Exactly.
need. Okay.
Exactly. So that's what I told you. I explained that. when you
Hmm.
create a particular resource, so whatever underlying requirement, whatever it needs, like for
Hmm.
example, a resource group, a virtual network, that will all be created automatically, right?
Yes.
So this is what is your virtual machine is. So now you
Yes.
can go ahead and now let's do one thing, clean up so
Hmm.
that you're not being charged for it. So now do
Where?
you okay? So okay, let me explain first. So intro is a resource group. It's just a container, isn't it? Now in this container, you can create multiple resources. You just created one virtual machine which has all these associated resources created by automatically. Now, this is just testing resource group. I want to get rid of it. I want to delete all the resources in my resource group. Now, do you
Hmm.
go select each resource in this group and delete, or you can delete the entire resource group. So instead of deleting each component, you can go ahead and delete the entire resource group. Delete the resource group. You don't have to select each component under it.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Even if you select here, see, it shows you that when you're deleting this resource group, it is going to delete all the sub-components, whatever is there in that resource group, all the resources. So in the production environment, it's very critical that you perform this action with great care. What happens if
Can
you
I,
delete a resource group? It's like destroying your entire data center.
so can I delete?
Yes, delete. Go ahead. It's not
More,
your data
more,
center, right?
more. No, it will not delete more. This is not more, right? Okay.
Don't refer any names here.
Sorry.
Okay.
Ah, any
Okay.
notification
So
is
it's going to delete the resource group. So clear, right? We'll continue with the explanation, the slides. So you have seen how to create a resource, and you have seen that when you create a resource subscription is created, a resource group is created, and there are multiple resources also created which are required to run that particular resource, which is in this example, a virtual machine. Right? I'm going to continue.
hmm.
So that was the exercise, and you should run through it and be careful of your account subscription because you've given your debit cards or credit cards, right? If you overutilize or forget to delete the resources and leave the virtual machines running, you might get the big bill for that.
You mean when we create any resources, immediately after testing, we delete that, right?
Delete it, yes,
Should
because
okay.
we're just doing it for the practice,
Okay.
and that's where there is a sandboxing and platform available from Azure, wherein you can test your labs, you can do your labs without even your subscription. But that's not available for everything, for all the labs.
Mm,
Okay,
can you tell me, sir, sandbox environment? What is that
sandbox.
one, sir?
I'll explain you that later.
Okay.
Okay, so Azure Compute Services. Let's now we have seen.
Can I interrupt you 1 second,
Yes, yes,
sir?
go
Here?
ahead.
So for any testing and networking, we have GNS something like this. So without
DNS.
interrupting, without creating any account, can we have any virtual or virtual platform without any dependencies of creating account or subscription? Virtual environment like GNS we have, right,
No, no,
including
no,
our learning
not for
stages.
Azure, not for
Okay, okay,
Azure.
understood. Okay.
You can have your own. You can build your own data center. You can buy the Azure stack. They give
Mm.
you their own platform. Everything what they have done for the public cloud.
For example, packet tracer we have for learning, for networking
Understand? But
things.
for Azure,
Okay,
you can't do that.
okay, okay.
It will be a huge investment.
Mm,
Okay, shall we carry on?
sure.
Okay, Azure
Excuse
resources,
me.
resource groups we have seen.
Excuse me.
Yes, yes. Go ahead. Who is this?
Nah, this Mohammed Junaid.
Your voice is too low, Junaid.
Okay.
Little bit louder. Yes. Tell me, what is the question?
You have sent the practical links on the group in group.
Yeah,
I have practiced that two modules of that.
right.
In third module, it's Uh, it's saying to create a virtual machine through Azure CLI mode.
Yeah, we'll see that also.
Okay,
For
I
for
didn't get that. I
no
got the
problem. For the
problems
fundamentals,
in.
this is enough. Just for the explanation for this level, you just need to see how you create a virtual machine and how you manage the resources in Azure. So we'll see those how to create the virtual machine from the CLI. We'll see how we can automate the Azure resource creation and the admin level. Right. So let's carry on. Computer networking. So there are different resources here in this lesson. It's just little bit of explanation of each resource type now. So virtual machine, you have seen what a virtual machine is. A virtual machine are software emulations of physical computers. That means you're creating an operating system, a complete new set of server on the virtual environment without even worrying about what is there in the hardware and the underlying hardware. So you can treat it similarly as a physical server. You can assign those, you can have number of CPUs assigned to it. And when do you use the virtual machines and which cloud offering, which service model? Infrastructure as a service model. If you go with software as a service model or platform as a service model, they don't give you an option to create a virtual machine, right? You need to remember that as well for your exam. And when do you create the virtual machines? The requirement is mainly when you're developing doing a development and testing, and when you're extending your data center. These are the two main factors when you need the virtual machines, when you need the infrastructure as a service model. Do I need to explain that a little bit? I'll do that. Let's cover this part first. There's something called VM scale set. What does it do? Scale set provides a load balance opportunity to automatically scale resources. So we have discussed scalability as a benefit in the cloud computing, wherein you can do the scale out and scale in. That means what is the scale out and what is the difference between the scale up and scale out? Anyone?
Scale up
Quickly,
is increasing the virtual machine.
scale out?
Resources, increasing the resources.
No, that's the completely opposite what you have said.
No,
Scaling up is
Scale up is increasing the virtual machine, sir.
no. Scale up is increasing the resources on a
Scale
virtual
up
machine.
is increasing resources like
Exactly.
RAM, storage, and
Increasing on a
Yes,
it's
yes,
a
yes, sir. Increasing
scale
resource.
out.
Yeah, yeah,
that's what
Scale
I
out
told
is
you.
like a increasing virtual machine.
yeah. Totally, I said right.
Exactly. It's totally opposite. That's what I told you. So you can see in the screen itself. What does it mean? It is adding up the virtual machine. You see. So it is scale out and scale in. It will delete the virtual machine and bring back to the one virtual machine. So that's the scale set. So you can create it in advance when you're creating a virtual machine. And when do you need that? I'll explain you in a bit, in a moment. So this is all through the Azure portal when you're configuring and creating the virtual machine. Let's do the explanation, a little bit of it. I'm going back to the whiteboard, sharing the screen from the other machine. Okay. Can you see the screen? Can you see the whiteboard?
no, no.
Yes.
No.
No, no,
White,
yes, no,
I
yes or no.
whiteboard, right?
Whiteboard,
Yeah, I
yes,
can say I can even interact.
yes. Who is
Yeah.
not able to see it? Who
Uh,
is not able to see?
For me, sir.
Yeah, really? Can you refresh your?
six users are there, including you.
Okay,
Actually, no, four are there. Your two accounts are there actually.
right.
So, correct.
Okay, let me stop and share it again. We had this problem before. Just a second. What about now? Can everyone see it?
No, still no.
Really?
No.
What's happening? This is crazy. Are we back to the same issue as we had before? Okay, let me stop sharing first. Yeah.
Now maybe it's loading.
Is it okay now?
Yes,
Yeah,
fine.
it's visible.
You sure? Okay. Let's carry on with a little bit of explanation first before we move on. All right. So, virtual machine. In which cloud service model we are creating? Can we create a virtual machine in SaaS platform as a service model, or infrastructure as a service model? In which service model we can create the virtual machine? The question is
In
to everyone.
in
Infrastructure as a service.
in last
Infrastructure.
one.
You can only create the virtual machine in this because this is about infrastructure, wherein you can build your own infrastructure. You can create your own virtual network, virtual machines, and anything which you require to run your service. Platform as a service, you don't have any option except to use the platform or the software. Sorry, the software as a service. It's purely for consuming the service. Platform as a service is mainly for development, wherein they don't get option to create the virtual machine. Rather, they just get access to the OS. Understand? That's the difference. So, when do you use infrastructure as a service? One of the scenario is when you want to extend your data center. Let's say this is your on-prem data center. Okay, you have your servers, you have your network and everything here. Server one, server two, you have your network. You have a perfect data center functioning on-prem. Now you want to extend. There's another very good use case wherein some organizations use infrastructure as a service as a DR data center. So it's nothing but a data center, right? So that's your cloud. Yeah, let's say Azure. So in Azure, you're creating your infrastructure as a service in the service model. You're creating your network own virtual network. You're creating your own virtual machines, VMs. You can create everything, whatever we have seen, databases, storage, and all of that. And this is, as I told you, this is for extending your data center, and you can have your connectivity. And what connectivity options we have, we'll see that later. So this becomes your, you can use this as a DR data center in case of any disaster which happens on on-prem data center. Your services can still run through Azure data center, provided that your users also have access to Azure platform through internet, right? So that's one of the scenario where you can use Azure infrastructure as a service model as a DR service in this disaster recovery data center. Okay, now we are talking about the virtual machine scale set, VM scale set. Hang on a minute. Okay, so you create a virtual machine uh, with the scale set option. When you're creating the virtual machine, you can see in the Azure portal, you have an option to create a virtual machine scale set. That means you can predefine how many VMs you want to scale out. Scale out, right? And what are the conditions based on which you want to scale out and scale in? In which scenario this is relevant? For example, you are running a web server. This is your web server. wherein your website is hosted. You're hosting your website, for example, abc.com, right? Now, let's take an example, the old example which we took as Amazon website, wherein you're having some promotion, 90% sale, and you have that running for 1 week, right? So in this scenario, what would happen? There'll be load on your website. There'll be your usual number of users accessing the website is 10,000, for example. These are the users who are accessing your website, your e-commerce website. Now, with this sale announced, you expect the user base to increase to 100,000. Okay, so in that case, your server, which you provision for catering 10,000 users, will not be able to support 100,000 user request. So in this scenario, it perfectly makes sense to make use of VM skill set, which is meant for scaling out your resources, right? So that means you can define the criteria saying that if virtual machine, CPU, these are the main performance components of your virtual machine. Virtual machine, CPU, hard disk, and so on. So if the performance of the CPU hits 70%, for example, memory 70%, okay, and so on. So you set a condition that it should create a new virtual machine. Say this is virtual machine one. Another virtual machine will be created with a similar configuration what you set in the virtual machine scale set. So you will have double the capacity. For example, this is 2 CPU virtual machine with 16 GB RAM. Here you're multiplying it. You have another virtual machine now, 2 CPU and 16 GB RAM. So based on your requirement, based on your prediction, you can create a scale set, and this will happen only when this criteria is meet. So when you have this thresholds reaching, when your virtual machine hits 70% of utilization on CPU and RAM, it will automatically go ahead and create a new virtual machine with a similar configuration. And when the sale ends after 1 week, so it can scale in. So when you see, again, you can set the parameters saying that when the virtual machine is back to 50% utilization, scale in. It will automatically delete this virtual machine. Is that clear? That's something called scaling. So scale set, you can create a virtual machine scale set. Any doubts here?
No.
Right. So let's go back to our scenario. This all you can practice scale set and this configuration you can practice in admin level. So here on the fundamental level, you are just understanding the concept, what is the scale set is, and how to do it, how to implement it, that you will see in the other level. I'm stopping this. Let's go back to our presentation. Right. So let's move on. Now we have something called availability sets. Scale set and availability set. What is an availability set? These are two different things. And here you have something called fault domain and update domain. Let me do one thing. I have some notes here. Okay. Okay, this actually requires, if you just read through it, you won't understand. I'll explain you this on the whiteboard again. So what you have to understand is fault domain and update domain first. See, most of the theory we'll be covering in this fundamental part. After this, you have only the labs, and you will understand while creating the VM, what is this scale set, availability set, and uh, whatever concepts we are discussing now. And practically, you will see when you do the labs. Okay, again, I'm sharing the screen where I have the whiteboard. And I guess it's visible to everyone. So we got two different things now, two different concepts. One was the scale set, and now we have something called availability set. So it is important to understand when to use which and what each of this means. I'm going back to the simple diagram here. Let me do one thing. I'll download one image which will help us in understanding this. Okay, we have the same image here, which I have in the presentation. And we are discussing availability set. So now the visuals is not very clear. It's blur, but just understand there are two things in availability set: fault domain and update domain. Okay, so if you see here, this is one fault domain. What does it mean by fault domain? In practical, in reality, you can say that it is nothing but a cabinet, or we also call it rack, a server cabinet or the rack. Okay, which might be having you know servers in it, physical servers. It will have some network equipment. It can also have some storage and so on. So each cabinet or each rack will have all of this. So what happens? What does it? Why is it called as a fault domain? If anything goes wrong, if let's say the power feed, this is a power supply from where it is getting the uh, power to this cabinet. If this supply goes down, if the UPS goes down or the power supply is cut to this particular rack or cabinet, so everything what is running in it will go down, isn't it? So that's why the Microsoft refer it to as fault domain. And what is an update domain? An update domain can be across multiple rack cabinets. So let's say this virtual machine, this virtual machine, and this virtual machine. They are part of update domain. When you are deploying the virtual machine availability set, you can choose how many fault domains you want to deploy your availability set to. So I'm creating three virtual machines, for example, availability set. So I need three VMs. All these three VMs are web servers, so which will be serving the website which I'm running, the abc.com. So they all have the same configuration and the same content on it. And when I'm deploying these virtual machines, I create a availability set. Availability set. That means what Microsoft will do in the backend and the Azure will do, it will create one virtual machine in each fault domain. So you see an example here, what I've done here. I've drawn virtual machines here, particularly. and deployed. Those virtual machines are deployed across three different cabinets. Is that clear? Let me make it much more clear. I guess this is a little confusing topic. Even it takes time for me to explain. The concept of availability set is to keep your apps or services highly available. Okay, the update domain concept is not clear for me. Just give me a minute. Okay, so yes, the update domain, they are put in different update domains. So in this, we have fault domain 1, fault domain 0, fault domain 1, and fault domain 2. And there is also an update domain. So update domain means, like for example, this is update domain 1, okay, and this is update domain 1 as well. This is update domain 1, and this is update domain 2. This is all done by Microsoft. You don't have to worry on knowing where is my update domain, where is my fault domain. It's just the explanation, theoretical explanation for you to explain how Microsoft manages these scenarios, wherein there's a hardware failure on the cabinet or in the rack, or if there is an update or maintenance which Microsoft is performing. So we are discussing three update domains here: update domain 1, update domain 2, and update domain 3. So let's say this is virtual machine 1, this is virtual machine 2, this is 3. Let me clear this off a little bit so we understand it better. See, my objective is that you understand what I'm explaining. Otherwise, none of this makes sense to you and me. Just running through the slides and me keep talking on the particular topic. So we know the fault domain is this. How many fault domains we have here? Can anyone tell how many fault domains we have?
3.
We have three fault domains. Fault domain 0. There are here we have fault domain 0, fault domain 1, fault domain 2. So what happens when you're creating a virtual machine availability set? Now it's Microsoft's job to make sure that your three virtual machines are deployed in different domains. So these are fault domains. So they make sure that all your three VMs are not deployed in one single fault domain, right? If they do that, if anything goes wrong with this rack, all your virtual machines will be down. So it doesn't really make sense for you to have three virtual machines and still losing service access to your services. So they intelligently, Microsoft, there's an algorithm running in the backend of Azure, which makes sure that when you choose the virtual machine scale sets, it makes sure that your virtual machines are spread across the fault domain, first of all. So let's say they created VM1 here, VM2 here, and VM3 here. It is created in the backend. So now that's about the fault domain. So at fault domain level, we are good. If one rack goes down, we still have two virtual machines running from different fault domain. What about update domain? They also built something called update domain. That means there is a regular maintenance required on the servers. And these days, everyone understands it. When you have an app installed on your device, it keeps asking you for the upgrade. So that's nothing but a maintenance activity or maintenance job. So when you're upgrading your app, you can't really make use of it, isn't it? Simple as that. It's really simple and straightforward to understand. That's an example here, same example here. When Microsoft is taking care of their infrastructure in the backend, Azure, they regularly update their servers and devices, and they have to make sure that when they are running those updates, it doesn't become like an app on your device that it is not available. They have to make sure they have to that's their service agreement, that they have to make sure that the services are still available and no matter what happens in the backend. So if the rack fault domain, if the cabinet fails, they are making sure that your virtual machine is running from other cabinets. And when they're running an update, so for example, this is an update domain one, okay, and this is VM is also part of our update domain one, and this VM is also part of update domain one. So when you talk about update domain, let's say they are performing an upgrade activity, they are doing a maintenance activity. So update domain one. On update domain one, whatever virtual machines are there will not be available during the maintenance window. Okay, Microsoft is doing all of this in the background, in the backend. So they run the update and the maintenance. So just an example of app again. The update is going on this server, on this server, and this server. Oh, sorry, update domain one only, right? So let's take an example of update domain two here. Let's say this virtual machine is part of update domain two. So they are updating update domain one. So in update domain one, your two of your virtual machine might not be available. It will be available or it might be slow to access. So they are making sure that okay, you still have one virtual machine which is running from another update domain and it's always available for your service. So that's the concept of fault domain and update domain. Is I hope I made it simple to explain and understand. And if you have any doubt, we can discuss that. It will take some time to digest, and you have to really go through it. Yes, someone was
Just
asking.
it's clear. Just one thing.
Yes,
When update will come,
hmm,
so let's say they're updating the fault domain one.
right.
So that VMware won't be accessible. So user will be on fault domain two and for one and two. They
Yes,
won't be on zero. So
yes,
they will update the individual fault domain one by one, right?
yes, yes, exactly. One after other. Well, this is all their internal operations. You as a user, you will not even notice and see what is happening in the background, how they're updating it.
Uh,
But Microsoft Azure, they give this information to the customers, saying that we have update domain and the fault domain concept in order to take care of the failure on any of the hardware or maintenance of any of the existing systems what they have.
and also, are they exactly replicate of each other or are they different as per service?
Here, see here you're talking about we are talking about availability set. You're creating an availability set. So for your availability set, it is going to be exact replica,
Uh,
isn't it? So
yeah.
your virtual machine, your web server, if you have three virtual machines which you are deploying for the web server and you have different content on each of those, your website will not be functional
Yeah,
in
it
that
would be.
case, isn't
Okay.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it really it comes down to you how you're deploying your virtual machines. So I'm just telling you the option that when you're creating a virtual machine, you can create a single virtual machine, or you can create a virtual machine set which is called availability set or the scale set. You have two options. You create a scale set for scaling. You create a availability set for making sure your services are available. These are two different concepts,
Yeah, it's clear.
right?
Yeah.
Anyone else? We'll carry on with the slides. Stopping sharing here. Going back to another screen. Okay, so just if I just read through this, I don't know if it makes sense because I've already explained what it is. You use ability set with fault and update domains to keep your apps or service highly available. For example, hosting a web app on two or more VMs so it
No
stays
screen.
online.
Screen
Oh,
is not
you don't see
available,
it?
not
Not
visible.
yet? Okay, good to point out. You should always be vigilant because what I'm seeing is not necessary that you see the same thing unless I share it. Okay, VM placement. I've explained the placement, how it works. This is just an example. which I've explained already on the whiteboard. So you can read through it. I'm going to share the slides as well after the class. And I guess I've already shared these slides with you before. Okay, what is the key difference between the scale set and the availability set? You can see here, availability set keeps a fixed number of VMs running on a different racks, fault and update domains for high availability. This is what I have, in essence, explained you on the whiteboard. You're setting yourself the number of VMs you want in the availability set. You understand that point, right? When you're creating a virtual machine availability set, and that's a task which you create the VM. While creating the VM, you can do. And then you have scale set. While a scale set is automatically created, again, when you're creating the virtual machine, you need to choose either you want availability set or the scale set. Scale set is for dynamic scale out and scale in. Automatically creates, increases or decreases the number of identical virtual machines based on demand for scalability. In short, availability set, it's basically meant for protection from failures. Scale set is basically for scaling to handle the load. Clear? Any doubt here? We'll move on. We have already seen how to create the virtual machine. And now here we have an additional task here. Create a virtual machine, install the web server package to make your virtual machine as a web server. Shall we go through it? Go through the exercise and then carry on?
It will be a prayer call, Maksud. 1 minute.
Yes, there's a prayer call, and we are going to take a break anyway. I'll stop here, or maybe let's take a pause for the prayer, for the call of prayer, and then we'll continue. Just 2 minutes pause, and we'll continue. Okay, guys, let's continue few more slides. Then we can do the lab after coming back from the break. So we have a lab here to create a virtual machine and install the web server package. Okay, Azure Virtual Desktop. You can read through the content. I'm not going to read out to you. What is the virtual desktop? What is a desktop? Anyone? Do I still have everyone on the session?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, yes. So what is the desktop actually?
A PC.
A PC. A desktop is your environment, a user environment, right? Desktop is nothing but it can be a desktop or the laptop. Basically, what there are there are actually multiple meanings of it. But when you refer to it as a user who is using this virtual this system, laptop or the desktop or the personal computer, you get a you get your profile created. You get your environment which you have set for yourself, right? As a user, let's say if I'm a user called Junaid, I create my own username and password. I log into the system. I set my own style, desktop style, my icons and everything. So that's your working environment. What desktop is nothing but a virtual the working environment of the user. Now the same thing, the same experience. When you can deploy a virtual desktop in Azure. So when a user logs in to that system through the browser, again you have different options for that. Once you log in, you get your environment as you have set on your machine. So your profile basically, your profile will be the same every time you log into the virtual desktop online. So why we have this option in Azure again? There are use cases for it. There are reasons for it.
This is similar to Cloud PC.
Okay. You have a use case here I've mentioned in the slide. It's used when organizations want employees to work remotely or securely to access the corporate desktop from anywhere, right? And there are examples here who will be able to use it. Now, this really came, this concept is there from long time, but it was great hit in the times of lockdowns, right? When users were not able to step out of their homes and go to the offices. So how do they work? How do they access their corporate networks and access their file shares and other applications which are there in the corporates? So there's one where there different organizations took different methods of facilitating the user access to their systems. One very famous option was VPN. They deployed VPN solutions so that users who had the laptops given by the company, they were easily able to use the VPN software or the application to connect to the corporate network and access their services. And definitely, not every user will have a laptop in their organization, right? There will be some users who regularly go to the office for administration work. Some departments they don't have work which they give users to take home and work from home. So you will have desktops there, which are fixed machines on your desk, which you don't carry it usually to home, right? So now for those such users, there was a challenge in the time of lockdowns where they had to access their systems remotely and still work on and do their job and work. So in that scenario, this was really a very good help using the virtual desktops. So on Azure Virtual Infrastructure as a service model, you can create virtual desktop, same as you create the virtual machines. And you can, as long as the user has access to the internet, they have a machine, a laptop or a desktop at home, which is uh, in a good condition, which can which through which you can at least access the internet over the browser, and then you get access to your desktop which you use to work in the office. You get the same profile, everything as as you have set on your desktop. That environment you get through that experience you get through the virtual desktop. So that's an option again. Now it's out of the scope how we deploy it, how we access and manage it. I'm just explaining it as part of the fundamentals. Microsoft is giving you uh, the information about all the services, not again all the services because they are offering thousands of services through Azure portal now. So they are only highlighting in the course in the content the key few technologies and the features which they are providing to the customers, Azure customers. So Azure Desktop is virtual desktop is one of them. I hope that is clear to you.
The famous name for this is VDI.
VDI, yes. Earlier it used to be virtual desktop environment.
Okay.
VDI, virtual desktop
Yes.
infrastructure, or what?
Yes.
Cloud
Yes.
PC, I think. Cloud PC.
Cloud PC is
Yes.
little different than virtual desktop.
Okay.
I have an explanation here. I'm going to the next slide. It's similar what you're saying, Cloud PC, but there's a key difference here. If you see, a virtual desktop is a multi-user virtual desktop platform managed by your team in Azure. So this is part of the infrastructure as a service model. Again, you have to provision the virtual machines, virtual desktops for the users, and you have to manage them. And exactly like in your office, if you have a desktop which is assigned for one user, and that desktop can be used by multiple users. Like for example, if there are users who work in shifts, so you will not have a separate machine or the computer assigned to every employee just for their shift change, right? You will have the same desktop or the computer which will be used by the morning shift users. And again, once their shift is over, the second batch users come in. They use the same same desktop, but they get their own environment. Similarly, in Azure, you can deploy the virtual desktop, and it can be used by multiple users. Whereas Cloud PC is not like that. It's a dedicated virtual machine, a virtual PC for each user. So it's not a shared computer kind of concept. And this is costly. That's why users, the organizations, they prefer virtual desktop over cloud PC. There are again different use cases and different requirements. You can see AVD is flexible, customizable, but it has to be managed by the own IT team. Azure will not manage those virtual desktops like the virtual machines which we are building on Azure. We have to take care of it. We have to manage. We have to update. We have to install the relevant softwares and applications which we require on those virtual machines. So similarly, Azure Virtual Desktop is managed by the organization's IT team. Whereas Cloud PC is like a service. It's like a service which we are using from Microsoft, like software as a service, exactly the same way. So they have their PCs ready. Cloud PCs are available. If you have a subscription, you can just start logging in and log into those machines and use it. Is that clear? Difference between AVD and the Cloud PC.
Yes.
All right. And then what we have here is, I think this is in the wrong place. This slide has to be somewhere after this. Okay. Okay, now we hit the concept of containers. This will take a bit time. So let's do one thing. Let's have a break and we'll come back. It's 12:20. Once again, let me see the time.
It will get end by I think 34 the prayer.
34. Yes.
Yeah, around 10 minutes you will take.
Yes.
Then
So let's do
12
one thing. Let's take a break and we'll all start back by 12:45. Okay. So it's almost around half an hour break, and I hope everyone will be back by then.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, take care then. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Assalamu alaikum.